Call the meeting to order for Monday, March 17th, 2025. Would stand and face the flag and last Clayton, please, in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Clayton, if you would, lead us in prayer.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, tonight we come before you just asking your blessings, Lord God, on everything that we do here. We represent the people of Leitchfield, which represent the people of the outside out in the county. And every decision that we make here, let us take it to heart and let us do what we think we should do. We all have disagreements at times, but let us come in one accord. And this meeting tonight, let it glorify you, Father. Let everything that we do, everywhere we go, everywhere and everything we say, glorify you. So tonight, Lord, bless the mayor and each council person and everyone here tonight, Lord. And we thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Clayton. All right. First item on the agenda is approval of the regular meeting minutes from March 3rd, 2025. Those have been sent out previously, and I trust that everyone's had a chance to look at those. If there aren't any questions or concerns about those, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a recommendation that we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Motion by Clayton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by
Question.
Terry. Okay. Go ahead, Billy.
We took a vote on the Hickman property up there, and then Councilwoman Haycraft asked after we voted if we could table it. I don't see it specified.
What I had put in the meeting minutes was, Councilman Hack made a motion that we proceed with doing this and let Mr. Shull get with Mr. Higdon, and Councilman Dallas second that motion, and Mayor Miller asked for all in favor, in which Councilman Cottrell, Councilman Miller, and Councilman Bocock was in favor of, and then I proceeded into the question where Terry had asked that question, and then we did the motion to table. I don't,
It's
should I
on
have
the,
done something
it's
different?
under unfinished business here too, Billy, if you look down page two.
That's how I recall the facts as they were.
I'm sorry?
That's how I recall the facts of how it happened, prior to the mayor saying motion passed. Terry had brought up that issue about tabling it because of the issue
And
of
it's fine
cost.
to ask the question, but you ask the question before you take a vote.
Well, she did.
We vote.
Well, I mean, she brought up the issue before the mayor said it was passed, so, and then she made the motion to table it, and that passed, so.
And I think the reason, Wes, if you can help with that, there's a drainage line under there, and he got some prices on a
Yeah,
blacktop
I
too.
understand the whole concept of it, but you got two motions, and one passed, and then we voted right again after that to table.
I don't think the first motion passed because
If he didn't acknowledge it,
yeah,
right.
yeah, he didn't acknowledge it, to my understanding. It was right before that acknowledgement was made and that second motion was made.
Okay.
If you got any other information on it, Wes, we can go ahead and address that if you want to.
Well, I just got a price from Scotty's on, doing the blacktop, fixing that there. So I think that's what we was kind of curious about, because I couldn't even guess what it was gonna be, but, they give me a price of $12,580.
Does that include taking care of the drain?
That's, the drain course will stay where it's at. I mean, they'll just have to
Okay.
blacktop over top of it, and it's
Okay.
only about 2 inches deep, the drain is, so, I mean, it's gonna present a little bit of a issue trying to get it to work right, because it's still the water can't go out in the road, it'll still have to go down the ditch line.
Okay.
But that was, them taking it out and putting rock and blacktop back.
Are you talking about the drain that's up on a little raise?
There's one on the raise, but it ties into the one down in the corner. Because the one on the raised doesn't catch a whole lot of water. It's just
Yeah,
there
I don't see
basically
how it
for a
catch
clean
any
out.
water.
But it, halfway down, it starts turning and going towards the corner where the water will have to drain to off the street. So it'll still have to be like that, even with blacktop or whatever. I mean, it's gonna be kinda steep and it's still gonna have a little dip in it. But, I mean, it's just,
Okay.
How many parking places do you think it will create? I
Depends
know
on-
that you talked something about it had to be not in the right of way of,
yeah, and that drain in the corner will keep it off of the state right away enough, because we can't cover it up. But depends on how they park in there. I mean, I've seen them park nose to tail, be two of them there, and then this weekend, I think there was 3 or 4 crammed in there, because they were parked at an angle. So if they were short vehicles, you could do it that way, but if they're very long, they stick out in the road. So it just depends on, you know, how he wants to try to make it where people can park. So it'll still be,
So you're only gonna gain 3 to 4 spaces, any way you look at it.
yeah, no more than 4, if he does them at an angle. But they're still using it if we don't do anything, it's gonna be a muddy mess. They was
Yeah,
parked
it's
there
gonna be-
even in the rain this weekend. So, I mean, it wouldn't hurt for it to be done, but it, you know, Tommy was out of town, I think, last week, so, I can get with him and see, but I mean, that's basically what the cost would be if we done it that way.
Okay.
He agreed today that it needs to be done. I talked to him today, regardless.
Yeah. And it's not gonna hurt anything. I mean, it'll make it a lot nicer because it won't be a muddy mess down through there.
Yeah, because mud will get drug out in the road, so.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the minutes approved, and then we'll vote on that. Are you guys good with going forward with that? Do we need another vote on it?
I mean, I
Or a
would.
motion?
I mean, the motion was tabled, so, I mean, to this meeting, so I would address the motion today by a vote.
Okay. All right, so let's take care of the minutes. I had a motion by Clayton and a second by Terry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Let's go ahead and do this while we're on the subject. I entertain a motion to go forward with that.
So moved.
Motion by Billy, second by George. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
So
thank
can I
you.
clarify that, Mayor? Is that gonna be for the city to pay for all that? I know at first we talked about Tommy said he would pay for half of it, and we didn't really think that was necessary, just to make the minutes more clear.
I think we go ahead and pay for it. I mean,
Okay.
what do you guys
It's
think?
part
That's
of
the
the
way I
road.
took it, but I
It's-
just wanted to make sure that they were clear.
It's part of our right of way,
The whole street's like that.
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it's all,
Okay.
But he says budget's going to.
Right, yeah, we'll have to figure out. So I guess that motion needs to include amend the budget to pay for that.
Okay.
It probably won't start though for another month or so, will it?
no, they don't pour blacktop, or make
Yeah, they will start
blacktop.
making blacktop end of this month, they said. So, I mean, might probably start on it pretty quick, I would think, after they started making blacktop.
But we'll have to amend the budget
have to amend the
either way,
budget,
yeah.
yeah.
So-
And I'm sure Sabrina will be doing a final amendment. I would think we typically do one at the end.
She's going to.
So we should be getting close to that. So if we could include an amendment in the budget for
Yeah.
this, are you all good to make the motion read including amending the budget?
If Wesley don't have it in his budget.
Yeah, you don't. That's what he just told me.
Yeah.
So we need to do another motion, a
I
second. or can we
would
include-
just to clear it up.
Okay.
Say with that
Do we need to
addendum about
rescind
the-
this one and?
Yeah, we will need to rescind that motion. And then you'll need to vote on the new motion to include with
To
the
include the
addendum.
amendment.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So I'll
make a
entertain
motion to rescind the motion.
All right, motion by Clayton to rescind that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Tootie. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now let's entertain a motion to amend the budget to provide those
I make a
funds.
motion, we amend the budget.
Motion by Clayton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tootie. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you.
Maybe that'll get it.
Yeah. All right, up next is approval and ratification of bills. Again, these were sent out last week for everyone to look at. If there are no questions or concerns about the bills, I'll entertain a motion to accept those as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the bills as presented.
All right, motion by Terry, do I have a second? Second by Billy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up is opening of sealed bids on the fire truck equipment and installation. Where do you have that?
I do. And we have one bid here from Atlantic, and Jason Colson is with us here.
Okay.
That's not gonna work. And the total of the bid is $119,474.
And that's the only bid we received,
That is the
correct?
only bid we received.
Okay.
And I think is that more than what we originally talked about? 120, so we're right at it, okay.
Okay.
How long is that bid good for?
Actually, Justin Brown.
Oh, okay, sorry.
James was the one who submitted, it's all gonna be ran through the truck budget. It should be in there. If we need to know that tonight, I can contact Jason. If you guys
I don't, yeah, I don't see it in here. Am I missing it?
And we'd like to know.
When is the truck due? When are we supposed to get the truck?
When's the truck supposed to be in? May?
What, Tim, what if it goes over a few months? Will this bid change then?
I think he's gonna try and get us a date on that.
Okay. Okay. While he's attending to that, let's go ahead and move on to the next item. Planning and zoning recommendation on RZ-25-136 to rezone property owned by Scotty Hack at 617 Johnson Street from R2, single family, medium density, to C1, highway commercial. Tyler?
So you'll find in your packet, public hearing was held on the application for a zoning map amendment filed by Scotty Hack for his property being 617 Johnson Street, deed book 535, page 161. A copy of the zoning map application is attached and incorporated by reference. Public hearing was held on Monday, March the 10th of 2025 at 5 o'clock, Leitchfield City Hall, Planning Commission, all members being present. Zoning administrator presented the application and recommended approval. The Planning Commission discussed the matter in detail and found that the request for a zoning map amendment should be granted. The Planning Commission made the motion to approve the request based on the staff recommendation, noting that the request is in agreement with the City of Litchfield Comprehensive Plan, Chapter 2. The Planning Commission unanimously approved the rezoning request and recommends and requests that the Litchfield City Council approve their recommendation to change the zoning classification from R-2 Single Family Medium Density to C-1 Highway Commercial.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Tyler concerning that?
I make a motion that we approve it.
Motion by Tootie. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Tim. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, so we'll do the first reading.
Okay.
An ordinance amending and adopting an amended zoning map entitled Zoning Map Litchfield, Kentucky by changing the district classification of the property located in Litchfield, Kentucky as hereinafter described from R-2 Single Family Medium Density to C-1 Highway Commercial. Whereas the Litchfield Planning Commission of Litchfield, Kentucky on March 10th, 2025 held a public hearing on application number RZ-25-136. The property is currently owned by Scotty Hack and is designated as a property having PVA number 083-08-07-005, being more particularly described in Deed Book 535, page 161, Records of the Grayson County Clerk's Office, and being located at 617 Johnson Street, Leitchfield, Kentucky. The request asks for a change from R-2 Single Family Medium Density to C-1 Highway Commercial. And whereas city council members conducted a review of the record and evidence presented before the Leitchfield Planning Commission, and its recommendation is that the zoning map amendment be approved as affects this property. Its recommendation is attached and incorporated herein by reference. And now therefore be it ordained by the city of Leitchfield, Kentucky as follows: boundaries of the district as shown on district map entitled Zoning Map Leitchfield, Kentucky, being same is hereby amended for reasons adopted, all of which is made a part hereof, as fully set out herein, including the rezoning request from the Planning Commission dated 3/10/2025 to the Litchfield City Council. So the property is described as follows. Refer to property description PVA number 083-08-07-005, Deed Book 535, page 161, Records of the Grayson County Clerk's Office, and being located at 617 Johnson Street, Litchfield, Kentucky 42754, now zoned C-1 Highway Commercial after the adoption of this ordinance.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. All right, we'll go back now to the question on fire equipment.
Sorry about
That's
that,
all
guys. 30 days is how long the one's going to be good for.
30 days. That's probably not going to get us to delivery date,
That's
is
not
it?
even going to get us to delivery date.
Now, as I read here, it says fire truck equipment and installation. If we accept that bid, the installation, that won't change, or?
Everything should stay the same. We're past pretty much any price increases for the year. Everything as far as the installation quote, the bundle price will stay the same.
Okay.
I make a motion that we accept it.
What is the installation?
So after the truck's released from Pierce Manufacturing, I'm not sure if it's been Wisconsin or Florida facility, once it's released, we'll go to our service center in Shelbyville, at which point we'll have our service shop take care of all the fabrication work to place all the equipment on the truck to where, once it comes to you guys, it will be completely ready to make emergency calls as it comes.
My concern is, with a May delivery date and the price being able to change in 30 days, is
We get up into
we
June
get
or
up into,
something.
yeah, I've been involved in ordering a lot of large trucks like that, and I've never seen one delivered on time. Just to be honest,
I think the date's already changed several times, is
Yeah.
it not? I don't know when we're going to get it.
Chief, what are your thoughts?
Timmy, what installations are they doing that we can't do?
Pretty much everything, all the tools and.
Is it mounting? Like,
They're professional about it.
I just don't know that we could do that and make it right, especially on the truck that costs that much.
Personally, I would prefer that we have a contracted amount that would take us up to the point of delivery of the truck. And I know you guys don't have anything to do with that timeline. But on the other hand,
I agree with you.
we're not going to have much choice if the price does change, if we're going to get that equipment. So it's,
Unless we bid it back out again, and they
Go
can
through that
either submit
process.
another bid, or
yeah.
maybe somebody else even does that. I'm not comfortable with accepting a bid that expires in 30 days, and the price probably won't change, but, probably doesn't really take us too far when we're already talking at almost $120,000 on a what million dollar truck? $1.4 million?
If I may, that's just what we normally do is 30 days. I'll talk with Jason
Tim, can you give him the mic?
Could you call him right now?
He just
Sorry about
did.
that, guys. I did call Jason. We don't expect, and I do apologize, I'm a little bit newer with this, being new to equipment. 30 days is typical for equipment as far as the quote expiring. We don't expect any price changes. After conferring with Jason, we'll lock you all in at that price to where if there are any price increases, Atlantic will eat that cost. And so what we quoted tonight is what you all will be good for delivery in May, regardless.
Well, my car was hit by the truck driver who are not professional, doesn't have verification, doesn't provide verification.
So Lori, is what he told you and what you wrote down, is that any type of legally binding whatsoever?
I think I
would-
would feel better if
I would do a-
Jason would send us something in writing.
Can he shoot an
Email,
an
an
email?
email.
Can he just shoot
We
that in
can do
email
that,
to
yes.
Lori, like now?
And I
Yes.
would do the vote based on that contingency that they
Okay.
send that email and you have that
So he
in
can send
writing.
that to Lori, and then hopefully by the end of the meeting,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll keep
we
an eye
can
on my
go
phone.
back
He has
over
my
it.
email, so.
Okay. What's your name, just so I can tell him?
Lori Woosley.
Okay.
See, all of that could go on.
Okay. So we want to I'll entertain a motion that we accept that with the guarantee that the price will not change.
Yeah,
I make that motion.
contingent on the verbal statement, binding agreement that they've made that's going to be emailed, that's going to be added to that bid.
I make that motion.
Okay. I have a motion by Clayton. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Tootie. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Next up, we have visitors. Do we have anyone in the audience that would like to address the council at this time? Going once, going twice. Tammy, you good? Okay. Anyone else?
I can't hear what she's saying.
And I cannot find the engineer who can fix it. And the people who works for the, as he said, the professional, they didn't know how to fix it at all.
Oh, Jesus.
And they.
I can't understand a word she's saying.
I didn't hear what she said.
Does she need to go?
Yeah.
They have to give a report and tell that what kind of professional.
Ma'am, do you want to make a statement? Do you want to talk to us? You need to go to the mic here, because we can't understand nothing you're saying.
It's hard to hear up
It's
here.
hard to hear here. Here.
Especially me.
My name is Natalia Williams, and I'm originally from Ukraine. Was born and raised and been living in this country for almost 22 years. And I have the problems that my car was hit with the truck, which I went through the car insurance. And car insurance was, I've been paying car insurance for a long time, and bought my own car as a proof, and have a verification of my own parents, my grandparents, as well. My great-parents has only a picture of them in Ukraine. And the car insurance said that they need to, that company needs to find a person who can fix that hill start assist, which is actually, I can get on the hill, but it still needs to be fixed because of, my car is kind of automatic and nobody knows how to do that. That is a huge problem for me for right now.
Did you say somebody hit your car?
Well, I was driving on the road and the truck has put some kind of big metal piece from the truck and it does hit. I did a police report, Kentucky State Police report, which has been done in January, and everybody's suggesting me to find an engineer who can fix it.
What
And
kind of truck?
A semi-truck.
Where did it happen at?
On the highway.
Here in the city, in the
city or
county?
somewhere?
No, it's between the city, on the highways. So I work for federal taxes, so I went to Louisville, and it did hit, and I went through the federal taxes to find a person engineering from Ford Company, and that engineering with higher education is located in Chicago, the main factory.
Was this a city of
I-
Litchfield truck that hit you?
Well, I kind of don't know who is that because of it was that metal piece on the road next to the
But where did it
truck.
happen at?
On the highway.
Where at on the highway?
Well, it's a kind of I-65 highway because if I'm driving to Louisville, but semi-truck, which one?
But-
That would be a state concern.
That, we have nothing to do with that.
We don't have.
Right. Yeah, maybe if in Leitchfield, Kentucky, they have a company which has engineering and can fix it, it would be great, and I can pay for that. But nobody knows how to do.
Is it
Yeah, well,
the hill assist that you're talking about that keeps you still from rolling backwards? Outside of someone mechanical, I don't know of anybody in Litchfield that would know that. We don't have any, what you would call dealers that, maybe, what brand car is it?
Ford Focus.
Ford Focus.
Probably
Have you checked
E-Town.
with like the Ford dealer in E-Town or Bowling Green or something?
Yes,
And they
yes.
can't help you?
They have I don't know if it's a main factory or not in Louisville, Kentucky, but they said they don't have engineering over there.
No, we don't either.
Yeah, I don't.
It's- If you got it hit on a state highway, it's a state problem.
Have you talked to somebody with the State Highway Department?
Yes, and with Kentucky Attorney General was asking him to go through that because of the Chapter 12 is required to oversee all departments in the state. And we are right now looking for the person who has any kind of knowledge to fix it.
I don't know of anybody, personally, I don't know of anybody in town that's that talented. Now, I don't know everyone, but most of the most of the garages around here, I know. I don't know anyone that could help you here locally.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Any other visitors wish to speak? All right, next up is, need a motion and a second to go into executive session for possible sale of
I'll
property.
make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Motion by Tim, a second by George. All in favor? Any opposed?
And that's pursuant to KRS 61.810 1B, possible sale of property.
Okay. right, entertain a motion to come back in regular session.
I make a motion.
Second?
Motion by Clayton, second by Tootie, all in favor?
Aye.
Arlene, do you want to?
Yes, just as it says there on your agenda, we discussed a possible sale of a property, but there's no specifics at this time that would require a vote. We just discussed that in this session.
Thank you, Arlene.
Mayor, can I back up to, I got the email from Jason on the fire truck here. And it just says pricing is valid for the equipment bid and installation as long as equipment is ordered within the next 30 calendar days.
That doesn't help us much, does it?
Well, in other
Well-
words,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
order
yeah,
the equipment.
yeah.
yeah.
As
And
long
you-
as we
This has
do
to be
it.
ordered and the
It's gotta
price
get
is
it.
good.
Even if a truck didn't get here July, if we bought the equipment now, we
As
can
long-
get
yeah,
it locked
as
in.
long as it was ordered.
Yeah, I get that, but is that something we want to do? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and our vote covered that.
and I make a motion.
Yeah, our
We don't
vote-
need-
We don't
we've
have to, our
already done
vote's good
Oh, we
for it.
don't have, okay.
All right, we're going down to unfinished business. We've already addressed the only thing on the agenda, that part of the agenda. Billy,
No,
any
sir.
unfinished business? Terry?
Wes, do you have an update from the,
State?
yes,
I do. I got a voicemail from them today and talked to them, and they done the traffic count up there by the street,
West Walnut,
West Walnut, and we were nowhere close to having near enough traffic for them to grant us one. So
what, about how much traffic
said-
did they want?
they said they needed 100,000 cross product, which is basically left turns versus straight through traffic, and we had 4,300.
100,000's a lot for our community.
It is.
All right, well, thank you for checking on that. That's all I have.
Okay. Tootie?
No, sir.
Clayton?
Old business,
Unfinished business, yes.
okay. We've still got a problem over here on Penner Hill. That property back of Joe, it's on the city there, but they've got a mess back up there, and Joe is really upset because it's never been cleaned up. It's between the apartments and him.
Wes is going to take care of that. I talked to him today about it.
Take
And
care of it in the morning.
also talked to Scotty, and we're going to try to get some help from the inmates to come over and clear that, cut that out and clear it. That's actually an entrance to city property
Right.
that's grown up. So Scotty's
Is
going
it
to...
of any use to where that they couldn't be a privacy fence put up?
I mean, no, I mean, if it's on the property line, I mean, there's
There's
no
some specific laws on fences that I'd have to
zoning
look at.
stuff and stuff that Arlene, I mean, it's just a border between his property and the city's.
Right. He had talked about maybe wanting to buy that piece of property.
Well, like I said, that's the only entrance we have to that upper part of that property. That would be something we'd have to look at and see if you could have an alternate entrance, Wes, or, I mean, whether we'd ever use that entrance anymore or not, I don't know.
I don't know. It'd be hard to say. I mean, if anything ever happened and we had to have it,
Yeah.
of course, it'd be hard to say. You know, right now you couldn't use it because it is growed up
Yeah.
with trees and different things. But
You
the
talked
windstorm
to
we
him
had
too,
Saturday took care of a lot of that.
Do what, Wes?
That windstorm we had Saturday took a lot of the trash up there. It's just
Yeah.
hard to keep it inside the building whenever it's
I
blowing
think,
like it
I
was.
think too, when we get our new building in use, using both buildings, that'll cure a whole lot of that. When we get our new building going, we've got some repair to do to our old building. And I think
So-
that'll cure a lot of that.
Did Early say that we had a policy against a privacy fence for him back there? Or-
There's some There's some specific laws that go along with fencing. There's gonna have to be some kind of contract or agreement written up whenever there's a fence put up with cost sharing. And there has to be an agreement between the two parties and property owners to put that fence up.
And to maintain it, I would think.
There's already a fence there.
Do you want, what, a 6-foot fence? Board, like a board?
This is the first time I've been involved in it, and I know that it's been brought up several times because I've attended some of the meetings, and I think he would just like to see a privacy fence kind of put up, because there is a lot of bags that still blows up against that fence.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if the city can maybe see fit to maybe put up a privacy fence, and let's just nip this as Barney Five said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that if, you
I
know,
know
we can,
he's in agreements to that, you know.
we can get with Tyler, see what the
Can
zoning.
you make what's there now privacy?
It's just a woven wire fence.
It's just
now,
woven,
right
it's-
there,
yeah,
just like a regular standard woven wire.
Right?
It's only about probably 5 foot high. I think I can't remember if it's got barbed wire on top of it or not. I think it does. But
I think so.
it's more or less just to separate the property, and we are required to have our property fenced, since it is at the old landfill.
Now, he did tell me
So you
that
can't
fence
get
is
slats that run
belongs
through
to
it?
the city.
We'd
You
have
what?
to change
The fence does belong to the city,
Yeah.
he told me. you know.
Right.
I mean, do you want to, you won't want two up there?
No.
No, it would, we'd
Take
we'd
the old
replace
one
it,
down.
take the old one
Take
down.
Take the old one down and put it.
That's
in.
something that we can look at and see what kind of price it might cost to put that fence across there.
How far is it, Listen? 100 feet?
It's about a 30
No,
by
it's
More than that?
Probably,
You're
100
probably
yards, I
right,
bet.
Billy, probably.
How much?
Probably close to 100 feet, I'd say.
I don't know from the,
pretty good
from,
ways across through there. I'd say it's 300 feet or so.
I was gonna say 100 yards or so from street.
I don't think he was
over.
wanting to put one all the way down where the property that the city owned, just
Just his.
kind of
Just
behind his
between
house.
him, yeah.
Scotty, won't you and I go talk to him about it? Talk Wes, we'll go talk to him, then we'll look at maybe getting some prices and see what we can agree to. Meantime, we're gonna try to get that property cleared and cleaned up.
I know Gary's got it really looking good over there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and across the street there, they're clearing that, they're gonna build some place. Mark Cook, I think, is doing that, so.
Now, does the
Yeah.
city own that street on Pender Hill or Pender Drive?
Yeah, in front of the apartments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
City owns that street?
Yes.
The street,
Yeah.
So we'll pursue it a little more this week and see what we can come to an agreement on, then we'll go from there. But Wes did say that they'll start tomorrow cleaning that corner up. So,
Okay.
Okay. Any more, Clayton? Old business?
When that rain fell the other day, our ditches, I've got all kinds of people on Hilltop hollering at me. And, are there any way that we can pretty soon get those ditches dug out and cleaned out, Wes?
yeah, as soon as we can, we'll try to get to it.
Because the water is, the way that it is, the ditch comes down so far and then levels out into our yards, and it's bringing it under everybody's houses.
Yeah, just as soon as ever we can get caught up enough, we'll
Okay.
take care of it.
All right. That's all.
George, old business?
No, sir.
Tim?
No, sir.
Lori?
No.
Earlene?
No.
David? Okay. All right, new business. Billy?
Hey Wesley, up here at the red light at the intersection of 5 Star and BP, they've taken down the signs, turn lane sign, straight through sign. It's on the other side, but they've taken these two down, or they may blue down. Can you ask the state to see why there used to be two,
We go on 62, looking at Shady.
going up 259 here, when you get to the top of the hill. Like when you get right there in front of the dollar store, there used to be a turn lane sign, and there used to be a straight through sign, but they're not there now. But I know several people have went up through there and had to get over once they get there because there's no signs there, and you don't know that the left lane ain't straight through until you get there.
Yeah, one time they had arrows painted. on the
They
road, didn't
had arrows painted on the road and then had arrow signs. is what they had, but they're not there now. But they are coming south. They're up on the other side coming south. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Terry?
No, I don't have any.
Judy?
No, sir.
Clayton?
No, sir.
George?
No, sir.
Tim?
Yes, sir. I have something pretty quick. I think normally the job of city council when it comes to economic development is just to create an economic environment where current businesses can survive and entrepreneurs can come in here and invest. But I think we're in a little bit of not normal times. And saying that is we lost several jobs about 20 years ago and never did replace a preponderance of them. And now manufacturing it's a global economy. Manufacturing is not coming back. I think we should look really hard at reaching out into the public and appealing to people's altruistic side, create maybe a committee of 5, and then maybe even look at hiring somebody, pay them a base, and then pay them commission for jobs that they attract. I think we don't reinvent the wheel, but we look at what other communities are doing and doing well. And as John Maxwell says, put the right people on the bus in the right seats, and I think we move forward from there. I think we need to evaluate our return on investment of what we're getting from the Industrial Foundation. Because anecdotally, it seems like we're not getting our money's worth there, and maybe if we could look at investing that money elsewhere.
What is Richie Sanders supposed to do for us that is getting done?
Richie he does basically, you might say economic development, but
He's a lobbyist.
lobbyist. You know, unless we find somebody interested in coming here, a lot of what Richie does is we get reports from him on legislation just coming through Frankfurt, you know, what's on the docket, what's not, things like that when they're in session. Richie has a pretty close relationship with the TVA people. TVA is a good partner when it comes to getting jobs in. If you're served by TVA power lines, they will go to bat for you. So he kind of does a little what Dudley did, but maybe not as, he's not in Leitchfield every day or Grayson County every day. He kind of does that regionally.
I just didn't know anything he did, and that's why I wondered what we were paying him for.
We struggle with workforce. Well, we struggle, guys. I mean, you can Google, you can look at everything that we struggle with workforce.
I think that's an element of it. We'll have to partner with vocational school, ECTC. I think this has to be a comprehensive thing that we really have to do. You know, one of the things I've heard said before is, you know, I want Grayson County to be just like Mayberry. And that's great. You know, I grew up in small town Litchfield and Clarkson, and it was a wonderful place. But the thing is, growth has come to other communities around us that are out competing us, that are out attracting industry. It's our time to move on that. And Richie's a great person. He does great work. But I think we need somebody that's very entrepreneurial minded, that is going to make cold calls to those people in California that are paying exorbitant tax rates, move those people, somebody that can sell the Twin Lakes area and how great our community is, somebody that's going to call those people in New Jersey and talk about, hey, this is the place to do business at because of our tax rates and our lifestyle. To call those logistics company down in Tennessee and Ohio whose truck drivers are sitting an hour in traffic, where we have access to the 69 corridor, I-65, Western Kentucky Parkway, Natcher, Cumberland Parkway, all within a stone's throw. We can start recruiting logistics. As the mayor said, TVA has one of the lowest energy costs in the region. We could recruit data centers, and the type of jobs that those would bring in, really high paying, tech savvy. We'd have to partner with vocational education and ECTC to make sure that we get those people trained. But think what it would be a boom. And you don't pay a guy an exorbitant salary. You pay a young man or young woman that comes in here with an entrepreneurial mindset, and if they achieve, then they will do well. And if they don't, we fail our failures fast, and we move on from them.
And there has been some of that same type conversation recently between myself and Judge Henderson, Stephen Samara, and that person that you're describing is somebody that can make connections also at the state and the federal level.
Absolutely.
We've all heard tales of how back in the 60s and everything, you know, people from Leitchfield were known in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Judge Goff and people like that were bold.
Yeah.
And I think we need to be bold at times. So, give us a little time to
Yes, sir.
with the judge, and like I say, there's been some conversations recently, kind of in the planning, the starting stage, but we are looking at that very thing, so.
And I have some people in mind, if you want to look at, reaching out to people's altruistic sides and to help the community. I've got 3 names. Some of them are friends of mine, so I don't want to throw them under the bus, but, if you, some highly successful people within this community that are very entrepreneurial minded, if you reach out and talk to their sense of community, their love of this area, what this place has brought to them in terms of economic gain and lifestyle, I think some people would love to serve their community in that way.
You know, let me talk to the judge and Stephen Samara, and I'm sure they'd be more than willing to meet and listen, look at those names, look at resumes and things. Like I say, that's something that is being discussed. The biggest thing I've found with the government, whether it be city, county, state, federal, is things are slow, slow to happen. And so let me talk to Kevin and Steve Samara, see if we'll set a time to get together and sit down and talk and look at your schedule and everybody that wants to participate.
And I appreciate what you're doing now, Mayor, because, I know there's a lot of things in the works, and you're continually reaching out to try to bring jobs. So I appreciate that. I just think we're in a situation with losing one of our larger employers with great wages.
Yeah.
I think we're in kind of okay, let's really focus on this.
Yeah. And there is a group out of Texas that we've partnered with that basically looks for chances to get, to recruit people, businesses, people in here. They're supposed to actually be in town. It's about the middle of April. I have to look on my calendar to make sure. But I'm sure they'd be glad for all of us to meet with them too. They're coming to town specifically to meet with some city and county officials to discuss what they've found, what we're looking for, that kind of thing. So I'll let you know the date and time on that.
Okay.
And but anything we can do is a bonus. I mean, we have lost jobs and everything. Some of us have talked, those large manufacturing jobs are probably not coming back.
No.
It's small business people that's probably going to carry us from now on. So, but I appreciate you saying that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other new business?
No, sir.
Lori?
No.
Everything. Wes? David? No, sir. Okay. All right. Other business, the chamber luncheon for April will be on the 3rd at noon. It's a different day this month, right, Lori,
Yep.
than what?
Well, it's the first, I think it's the first Thursday. It's just a week early.
So please let Lori know no later than noon on Monday, March 31st, if you plan to attend. And there will be a street committee meeting on April 7th at 5 p.m.
Mayor, on that, Terry was asking earlier if we wanted to maybe regroup on that one and do a beautification, since nothing was really done on the beautification last year.
Okay.
We're looking at probably 2.5 months before we get back to beautification if we don't kind of bump it and do it now. So I'm going to leave it up to, I think, beautification is their side, and I think streets is their side also. So you all just tell me which meeting you all want to have, and we'll go from there.
Or is that residential and business, or are they separate?
We typically just do business. I mean, that's
It's
what we've done in the
residential,
past,
I mean,
so-
it's business,
Yeah.
and since nothing was done on beautification for all of 2024, you know, we've had a lot going on in our community that these businesses need to be recognized.
Yes. Do you want to change that April 7th to beautification then? Will that work for
I'm
everyone?
good with that if the committee's good with that, so.
Yeah, that's
Good with
fine.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
The other thing we got is cleanup.
Yes, April
yeah.
5th, is that right, Wes?
Yeah.
April 5th, we'll have cleanup day. We generally meet over at the Public Works Building, and 8 to 12, if anyone wants to come out to help with that.
Cooking burgers, I think.
Tootie's our chef, head chef. And also during April, the lift station will be open on Saturdays from 8 to noon, right, Wes? And then every first Saturday through October.
What's the day on tires?
It's a state thing this time, and I think it is the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yes, that's right. It's the,
3rd, 4th, and 5th of April is tires.
you can bring tires into,
Yeah, it's the state amnesty thing, I believe.
yep. So, all right.
Are they certain size this year, Wesley, or?
Yeah, they've got a size limit that ladies they want, not on rims, stuff like that, but I don't have the flyer to see. Is it posted?
There's a flyer
It
posted
is.
on our Facebook page, and I think, is it on our app too, Lori?
Yeah, I think I set it out on both, Mayor.
Yeah, I was thinking you did, so. So if anybody has any questions about the cleanup day, the times that the place is open over there, or tire day, just, you can give us a call here at City Hall, shoot a text through the app or whatever, and we can let you know more details on that. So, bless you. If there are no other questions, concerns, or anything like that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion by Clayton, do I have a second? Second by Tootie, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?